What's up? Saladin Salam for Connor Corso, Connor the Press, and Neapolitan mastino historical talk. Hoping you're having a lovely day. This segment is about Corsos. So what's going on? You know that um I'm an enthusiast of Connor Corsos. A lot of breeders don't like me. A lot of dog enthusiasts don't like me because I speak the truth of the matter. I speak the truth. I give it raw and uncut. There's no chaser. Either you taking the information or you're not taking the information. I back my information with true facts, not on no aspect of no farmer storytelling, secondhand information. I go deep and I dig up them facts. And the facts are the facts. The Italians left a beautiful blueprint. And if you can't tell the difference, then something is truly wrong with you. It's truly wrong with your eyes, and your perception of this is warped and backwards. So with that being said, let me get started. Alright, now I'm not going to talk about how the standard got started, how the different standards got started, because they changed a few times, and who played a part in what. I'm going to give you the actual facts of the history. Let's talk about number one, how the Corso was bred. What is the traditional blend of the Corso? Because you got the Neo breeders and the Corso breeders, some that say that they're two different races. Okay, today's dogs, they look different, but in a traditional form, they're the same exact animals. I'm gonna say that again. In their traditional form, they're the same animal. The traditional dogs of the Corso, there is an expression of that still exists. That is the true dogs. You got your phony Corsos, your hyper Corsos. That was a concept of Barcia, and it got over exaggerated, just like how the Neo did. The Neo, the template was supposed to have been Wyoming, but with this dog Wyoming, you know, the Italians took it to the full extreme. Instead of safeguarding the breed properly, they didn't do that. They over-exaggerated the dogs, trying to follow suit of the English and the French and, you know, the other European countries. They're trying to be just like that. And this is where they played themselves at instead of keeping their dogs traditional. So let me get into that. Because a lot of enthusiasts got the wrong dogs, invested in the wrong dogs, bred the wrong dogs, and now these dogs are crashing due to the fact of epilepsy. Epilepsy is very serious. There's no test for it, far as I know. And I do know. So there's no test for it. It's hereditary. So that means that your dogs can pass it on from generation to generation. And if you're not careful and you're not trying to check it, it's going to continue to do so. This is why I don't describe the hyper dogs. There are traditional breeders in Italy. You have to seek these individuals out, and you have to tell these individuals that you do not want dogs that have mainstream dogs, the hyper dogs, introduced into their lines, because some of them have done that. Some of them also have bred other breeds into the dogs. Happen here too. But nevertheless, though, we can't cry of what our predecessors did, the dudes and the people, the players that was before us. You can't cry about that. What you could do now, because it starts with you and ends with you, you can breed the dogs properly now. So what's breeding the dog properly? The breeding the dogs properly is breeding to the traditional stock, keeping up with the traditional stock, safeguarding the traditional stock. But what's the traditional stock, Saladin? These are the farm dogs that are in Italy. Let me go back to square one. What is the traditional blender? And no, what is the Corso? The Corso is basically a Malazzola, right? It is a Malazzola dog. You got some people say they beg it different. They thinking it's a Launch dog. It's not an Launch dog. A Launch come just short coats. A Launch temperaments are very high. These are predecessors of the Bulldog and Hounds, and these dogs was to seek and destroy. So they'll actually run down a quarry, and they'll kill a quarry. They'll kill their prey. This is what they were bred to do. The Malazzola dog, on the other hand, He's a thinker, still in all, a brave fighter. So farmers employ them to be trustworthy around livestock. That's number one. Also, they are tough enough to either kill a wolf or keep a wolf at bay. And wolves usually hunt in packs and etc. And wolves are very crafty. They try to bait a dog or persuade the dog to leave the property. So this way they can rush in and rush the dog and devour the dog. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. You got to have a smart dog. And these molosser dogs, they usually protect their perimeter and they come back to the livestock. And this is why the Corso was employed to do what he was supposed to do. You got some other dudes that say that, nah, this is why the farmers had them chained up. They were hot, this and that and the third. That is not the facts. The dogs are let loose. The dogs live and coincide with the sheepdog. The sheepdog is the long coat Marama. Like the Marama sheepdogs and stuff. That is a long-coated molosser. I'm going to get into that in a minute. What's the difference? With the molosser dogs, there's a short coat variety and there's a long coat variety. Look it up. In any molosser breeds you're going to have, and there's a lot of molosser descendants around, still living on the earth. So with that being said, these molossers come in two coat types, a long coat type and a short coat type. So your long coat types become your Corsos and your mastinos, and your long coat types become your Marama sheepdog types, like your Sicilian shepherds and etc. And then even with the Dugo Sardo, he got two counterparts, well rather three now, but in all it was two. It was a short coat variety and a long coat variety, and then you got a bearded variety, which I believe they put Schnauzer or some other stuff in there. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Because the France did preoccupy Sardinia, so it could have been oh my God, Bouvier Flanders. It could have been that. Could have been some other, like I said, some Schnauzers, some Airedales, whatever. But the traditional dogs are long-coated, short-coated. And if we go back to the predecessors of the people from Rome, because the people from Rome always didn't live in Rome. They came from Greek descendants. And Greek descendants come from Syria and on places like that, Central Asia. This is an actual fact. You got to follow the dots, because dog history is going to coincide with human history. So to study dog history, you got to study human history. So once you start connecting the dots, you see how these different breeds started deriving as man started pushing more and more further into Europe. So with that being said, these Greek descendants settled in southern Italy, Sardinia, and Sicily. So with that being said, they set up shop. They got the mausoleums and all this other stuff that they were there. The artifacts is there. The receipts is there. That's what they call receipts. Receipts are the facts. Go look it up. Google it. So with that being said, so this way you know that I'm not fabricating it. I'm telling you the facts. Now, statues, paintings, and photographs are very important. How so? Because this shows you a picture of what was going on in the past. So now we have evidence to show and prove the facts of what I'm saying is to be the facts. So now, like I said, with the Corso is concerned, he's a shorty-coated molosser dog. Now, over time, he was bred with different other animals, such as periodically he was bred with the long-coated variety. So he was bred with the Marama sometimes. Also, he was bred with the Segoy hounds. That's what the dogs are called, Segoy. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Segoy hounds. And Segoy hounds been there forever. These dogs are employed to hunt hares, hunt boar. These little hounds they're scent hounds, and they attract their dogs just like bloodhounds. And these dogs are very effective. Italian farmers bred Corsos into those hounds. So now these Malacilla dogs became more agile. And also that was bred was a little wolf, little wolf blood. And the Aboriginal people have done this throughout Europe. You'll see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Part 2.